everyone, I'm Cynthia Bliskotchik, and this is a funky little chair.
We found our little chair over at the thrift store for just $5, and as you can see, she's pretty dirty. Maybe been hanging out in someone's garage for a while. The cushions are pretty shot, so we'll get rid of those. But we do like the size and shape, and it's a good brand we recognize. So it's going to have a good frame in there. We can feel that there's coil springs, and it's going to be an excellent candidate for reupholstery.
Before we can put new fabric on, we need to take the old fabric off. But before you do that, we do want to document a lot of information. The chair itself is your best resource for getting this back together. So we want to take lots of pictures, and we want to leave ourselves a lot of notes. It doesn't have to be.
In addition to taking plenty of photos, we're going to want to label all our pieces. Now you don't have to get fancy, you just need something that will make sense to you later on. I use a very simple system of abbreviations, left and right as I'm looking at the chair, and the letters I and O to indicate inside or outside of the frame. For example, a piece might say RIW, which means right inside wing. I always write my notes along the bottom edge. That way, I know what the piece is and I know what direction it goes. When in doubt, it's far better to have too many notes than too few.
Appropriate tools are going to make the job a lot easier, a lot faster, and a lot safer.
There are a lot of creative ways to get fabric off of furniture, but I'm going to show you how to use the C.S. Osborne staple lifter. If you have tacks, you're going to want a tack lifter, also a pliers or a side cutters.
The last thing you're going to need, safety glasses.
I want to show you how to use this C.S. Osborne tool here. It takes a little bit of practice, but it's got a nice sharp tip that can dig right under our staples. Really easy. And you might need to come back with the pliers to grab those guys out. Now that the bottom is loose, we need to decide where to go next. You can see that our nosing is underneath our outside arm, and our outside arm is underneath the outside back. So that's where we're going to start. As you tear back, you want to pay attention to what order you're taking things off, because that will tell us how to put this chair back together. If the outside back is the first piece of fabric we remove, it's going to be the last piece of fabric we put on. Now once our outside back lifts up, you can see there's padding underneath and an extra layer of fabric to support that padding. Both of these layers can be removed and discarded. Since we need to get underneath them, we'll have to replace both. Once all the outside pieces are removed, we're going to slow down. On the inside, we'll just loosen the fabric and leave it in place. If your padding is in good shape, you don't necessarily have to replace it. Professional upholstery often includes foundation work like springs and padding, but it's not a good place to start. You'll also find some staples that need removing inside the frame, like down here where our inside arm and our deck pull through. Sometimes, if you're lucky, a few goodies even fall out.
Isn't upholstery fun? Next week, we are going to unroll our beautiful fabric from Greenhouse and start talking about how to cut out the parts of our chair. We'll see you then.